Hello, everybody, and a very, very good morning or good afternoon to you all, and welcome back to Torex, and welcome back to another live stream here in our trading room. So across our social media channels, and also on Zoom and everywhere else as well. It's good to see you all, and thank you very much for tuning in. It was an interesting stream on Friday when we went through the NFP. I do apologise if I sound horrific on this stream because I'm slightly under the weather, but we're getting through it. I still wanted to stream to everyone, of course, because on Mondays we always go through. For me, the Monday stream is the most important one for me as a trader, because we like to go. Well, I like to go through what are the top events and opportunities of that week coming up. So the Monday session, or even sometimes people do it on a Sunday, where you sort of go through the economic calendar and you see potentially where volatility is going to be coming up. There, for me, the moments or the preparation is the moment as a trader, which is the most important. So that's why I always go through that first to start the week, and then also have a look as well at some of the top trading opportunities as well, because they're going to be where we make our money, essentially. Good to see you all on. We were live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So it's good to see you all. Thank you for the comments coming through. LNG44198, hello to you. And chotipong.s, hello to you as well, both on the Instagram channel today. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you are looking forward to another good week in the markets. We are approaching, of course, the Christmas period. And without sounding like a broken record, because I mentioned it a few times last week, we do tend to see volatility tail off a little bit as we approach the sort of Christmas weeks, and in that sort of week where Christmas is there, and that week where no one knows what they're doing between Christmas and New Year, the markets are pretty quiet. But it doesn't mean there isn't an opportunity. A lot of traders, trade all the way through it. So we make sure that we do that. Thank you for the like on YouTube. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, on Facebook, sorry. Thank you. It's good to see you. If people on these streams as well have any questions or anything they want me to go through, then I will do that. But I will now go through the top events of this week. And again, apologies if I sound awful because I'm not feeling too great. So we'll give it a quick run through. So I'm using the economic calendar that we have in our suite, a suite of tools here at Torex Plus. You can get access to this for free with a trading account with Torex, or also you get a 30-day free trial as well. So come check that one out. Economic calendar is the one that we're going to be looking at. That's the one I'm always drawn to initially, but there are other tools that you can get dive into as well. AI news sentiment, featured ideas, economic insights, and all that sort of stuff. But looking at the economic calendar for this week, what I always do when I start my trading week is I go through the economic calendar, but only really the high impact news events, because they're the ones really that are going to cause the majority of the market volatility. So as you can see, what we get is, when you see this little green line here, that means we're on Monday's session, and the high impact news that we've got coming out is it's a Monday, so it's typically a little bit quieter on the economic news front. And as we head into towards Tuesday, we've actually got the RBA interest rate decision coming up tomorrow overnight. So that's for me, it's at 3:30 in the morning. So for those of you who trade the Australian dollar, then that's going to be an event that you need to bookmark, because there's going to be volatility there. So if you trade the Aussie dollar versus the US dollar, or any of the Australian markets, or the currency pair that has the Australian dollar in it, make sure you're tuned into this. The RBA at the moment is sort of, well, not sort of, they're adopting a new policy stance, which is to keep rates sort of where they are. So we're not really expecting an interest rate cut in this meeting tomorrow. When you look at what's happened with the Australian dollar, and I'll move on to the chart just to do some analysis on the Australian dollar, you can see that it's been taking a bit of a battering really against the US dollar over the last quite a few weeks now. I bookmarked this in my week ahead newsletter that was posted today, or sent out to Torex clients. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 8 out of the last 9 weeks have seen Aussie dollar lose ground against the US dollar. And now we're closing in on this low here. So even though the RBA have sort of adopted more of a, you'd say more of a hawkish stance, it's not, it's actually had the opposite effect on the currency over the last few weeks, over the last 3 months, really. And when you look at the technicals here on the weekly, I'll be very surprised if we're going to move or not take out this yearly low here. So if the RBA were to hold rates tomorrow and everything was expected, you can see that it's catching a bit of a bid at early Monday. But often, what happens in markets is when you get the Monday move, it is often at least tested, or the weekly open is at least tested. So I actually think this is opening up a good opportunity to go short, because we haven't taken this low out yet. So this still, for me, remains as a SSL, which is a sell side liquidity area for me to target. And I think that we could be getting a move down towards that this week. What I've noticed, and what you should know, or what I'm telling you now about liquidity areas, is often liquidity like that does not get left without being taken. Right? So it wouldn't surprise me if get this. Okay. But at the moment, we've still got, what's that, 100 pips. There's 100 pips on offer here if we do get a move down towards that sell side liquidity area. Now, where can we, I'm trying to actually mark the trade where we can potentially get that from. So I'm going to turn on my smart money concepts indicator. And just have a look to see if there's anything that sticks out to me. Hello to those joining on the Instagram channel. Okay, so I can see a fair value gap here. So we could use that as a resistance area. We could use that fair value gap to trade down towards our sell side liquidity area. And that's really my sort of play that I'm looking for on the Aussie dollar, because I'm not particularly bullish on it. It's hard to be when you look at those technicals. I do think that there's a chance that we're going to see a bounce in the Australian dollar, but not until we take out that 2024 low, which sits also at 0. Oh, no, so it's not quite a whole number support, but 0.634 is where it sits. So that's what I'm looking for this week. Okay. Then you get a press conference as well, and then we're a little bit about a little bit of inflation data as well out of Germany. Nothing too much to worry about there. And as we head into Wednesday, you can see that that becomes the week where, or the day, sorry, in the week where we've got the most high impact events that are coming out. So it's the US inflation report. I think it's probably the last piece of real high impact news before the Federal Reserve interest rate decision on the 18th of December or 16th of December, one of the two. I think it's the 18th. Yeah, it's a week on Wednesday, so it'll be a week after this report comes out. So consumer price index is expected to, and that's the inflation report release in the US, it's expected to be at 3.3%. And that'll be in line with what it was previously as well. Sorry, no, that's the core. The headline print here is expected to be slightly higher than the previous. So 2.6% was what the inflation was in the US. Inflation rate, yearly inflation rate was in the US. We're expecting that to tick higher by 0.1% to around 2.7. And you can see you get the monthly figures broken down as well. So the core is expected to stay the same. The core inflation is basically the same thing, but it just excludes food and energy, which is more volatile. And then your headline figure is just your normal figure, which is here. On the same day as that, you've also got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision. Previously at 3.75% rates in Canada, and we're expecting a cut of 50 basis points down to 3.25%. Obviously, you're going to get a monetary policy statement and also a press conference as well from them. So that puts USD CAD firmly into the spotlight for Wednesday's session. When I go onto the markets and I load up USD CAD, you can see, again, a bit like Aussie dollar, really. It's been taken, like most pairs recently, it's been taking a bit of a hit against the US dollar, the Canadian dollar. With the fact that we are expecting a cut from the Federal Reserve 25 and the Bank of Canada opting for probably a more dovish approach, I think we should still be, on the whole, looking for any dips in this market as an opportunity to try and, cash in on the momentum to go higher again. And so for me, what I'm looking for is really, really simple. Not that trading is simple, but you see here we've got equal lows. My indicators actually tagged that for me. Sell side liquidity. Sorry, I should draw it correctly, shouldn't I? From here to here. That's our sell side liquidity, right? It wouldn't surprise me if, and what I'm hoping for is by Wednesday, we get a move down to take that liquidity and then we trade it up. And in terms of where like the most obvious targets will be, well, you're always going to, when you're in a bullish market, you're always going to target the previous market structure high. And so that market structure high, which sits at 41752, you can see we've probably got a build up of liquidity there as well. So we just basically what we want to do is wait for the market to make a move down towards that area, some sort of fake out. So that would be the candle threatens to close below it, but then wicks back inside it. Then that's for me is my my signal really to look for buy opportunities, and then we can look to trade that up in towards that high as well. So that's something that I'm looking for this week. Something that I'm looking for. Probably, I'd like to see this move by Wednesday, and I think if the Bank of Canada do obviously cut rates by 50 basis points, and the US inflation comes in roughly in line with what we're expecting, I see that as a good trading opportunity in the most volatile days of the week, which will be Wednesday and of course Thursday. Okay, right. And then as we head into Thursday, again, quite a lot of data that comes out because we now got the Swiss National Bank who are deciding their interest rate decision next as well. So they've got their interest rate decision. Previously, rates were at 1%, forecasted to go to 0.75%. So we're expecting a 25 basis point rate cut from the Swiss National Bank. And yeah, that could spell maybe some weakness in the Swiss national Swiss national currency in the Swiss franc. So let me just get those USD. You can see quite a big dip lower in the USD versus Swiss franc, and it's since rallied a little bit more. Actually reacted beautifully from this demand zone as well. I'm not a huge trader of the Swiss national. What do I keep calling it? Swiss franc. I'm not a huge trader of it. However, I do expect that we could be seeing potentially, if we do get that 25 basis point rate cut. Of course, all this does depend. It's not just the actual interest rate decision. It's the communication around it as well. And I can't predict what that's going to be. You just have to sort of read the monetary policy statements and stuff, which will help when we do have our community set up, because I'll be able to actually inform people of those what sort of language has been said in these statements and stuff. So Gamer 680, which time frame you're using for your analysis. So you can see at the top here where I'm choosing the time frame. Typically, I'm a 4-hour or a daily trader, so I like to use the daily, potentially even the weekly, as my initial analysis, and then I go down the time frames. I try not to go much lower than the 1 hour, but I understand that when the markets are a little bit less volatile, you do need to, you know, uh, swallow your pride and move down a little bit. But I generally have much more success on the 4 hour. That's my favorite time frame. So you'll see me on that mostly. But at the moment on this Swiss national, on this USD Swiss franc, I am on the 4 hour time frame, and I am looking for a move up towards this fair value gap at 892. But we'll see what sort of communication comes out from the Swiss National Bank on Thursday as well, because that's going to be important. And then finally, as we head into Friday, um, oh, sorry, if it lets me click it. Oh no, sorry, we've also got. I forgot about that. We actually got the ECB interest rate decision as well on Thursday, so that's important to take a look at. Very important, probably more important for me than the Swiss National Bank, not just because it's a bigger economy, of course, but we're expecting the ECB to cut rates by 25 basis points as well. Now, I've been quite vocal in how I'm not that bullish on the euro at the moment, and you can see really this stream or this live session has been about forex more than any other markets, because I'm expecting the forex market to probably have its most volatile week left of this year, because I imagine after next week it's probably going to fall off a little bit after that interest rate decision from the Fed. It's just going to go quiet. So if you're going to trade forex, now is probably the best week to do it. Yeah, ECB interest rate decision, that's going to be interesting as well. So I may even be covering that event live, because it comes out whilst I'll be on stream. So what I'll do is I'll cover that event live, and I'll actually have a read of the statement live on the next stream, and we can get an indication whether we're sort of bullish or bearish on the euro off the back of that. So when we look at the euro for this week, I'm looking for any opportunity to sort of fade this rally. You can always tell how convincing a rally is from the way the can. It sounds weird, but with experience, you'll know what I mean with the way the candles are, because it's taken all of like 2 weeks, 3 weeks for it to just move from 035 up to 056. If you look at the volume in those daily candles to the downside, they're a lot greater, aren't they? So this to me is just a low volume rally. It's even potentially even a pause, even maybe even forming some sort of flag pattern here on the weekly. Look at that. So I am looking for an opportunity to go short here. If I clear up my analysis, you can see we actually took out the liquidity to the top side here. And I actually think that a potentially decent trading opportunity would have been as soon as we got this candle after the liquidity sweep. That would have been a good trade. However, we are roughly still in that area, so that makes this trade one that I've got my eyes on. And again, obviously, we're going to be targeting that yearly low. Can we squeeze one more move out lower in euro dollar potentially? We shall see, of course. That's a 3.25 to 1 risk reward trade that I've got marked there. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm going to have a serious think about that one, because I'm not bullish on the euro at all. So I'm trying to fade the rallies. I get against the pound as well. Look at that. People wondering if liquidity sweeps work. I actually had that marked at the beginning of November, right into that 61.8%, and then boom, of that Fibonacci retracement. And then look at that since then. Okay, and that is roughly about it. Yeah, cryptocurrency has taken a bit of a hit today. I won't read too much into it. I did say that it's obviously been a fantastic few weeks for crypto. However, often when a market rallies that sharply, it can also tail off just as quick. So it wouldn't surprise me if this sort of knee-jerk reaction that we're seeing at the moment doesn't surprise me at all. But I'm actually a lot more bullish on crypto than I ever have been. And so to me, although we're down today 3% or whatever, it's to me as a market still going quite clearly in one direction, and that is up. We even had a daily close above 100k for the first time. I know we traded up to 105, but we also had a daily close above 100, and that was always going to be a good sign of strength for me. So I'm going to continue to keep my eyes on any dips, not just in crypto, but also in the stock market as well. Because at the moment, there's just no reason to be bearish on the stock market. I'm not seeing enough from the data that's telling me recession yet. So yeah, and rates are coming down. So actually, at the moment, fingers crossed that this can stay the same. But Powell's doing a good job, and people probably won't believe me. People probably won't agree with that. But I think he's doing a decent job. At the moment, he's got a perfect scenario. Just quickly before I end the stream there, if you are looking to get involved in anything that we do here at Torex, obviously we're a brokerage, so you can get involved in any of our accounts, get access to the tools, etc. And we're also doing a demo trading competition as well. But also, if you're looking to do the prop side of things, we've got that covered as well. So you can join our Atmos by Torex prop account funding. If you're looking to get funded as a trader, feel free to go and check that one out, atmos.tradetorex.com. And just quickly point you in the right direction, because we do have a competition starting soon. Here it is. Go over to the website, go into demo trading competitions, and you'll see when our new competition is about to start. And it has already started. I forgot it started today. So yeah, 2 weeks trading competition. The prize pool is 2,000. We have 2,734 people in it. So good luck to you all who are getting involved in that. I believe you can't register now, but at the moment, Kiroki 17 is winning, and if it stays like that, he will win $800. And we have second Barack Obama in second. Didn't know he was into trading. $500 for second place, and Agung 96 is currently in third place. So best of luck to you all who are continuing to do that. And I'll keep giving you an update on that competition. I'll give it a couple of days, and we'll see what the current leaderboard is. But if you are watching and you are winning that trading competition, or if you are involved in it, then very best of luck to you. Okay, that just leaves me to say I hope everyone has a great trading week. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better tomorrow. I'm sure I will be. And thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll see you all very shortly. Thank you.